All right, y'all. So we got to talk about Tyler Perry, who actually went over to do a interview with Keke Palmer over on her podcast, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he has this movie called Divorce in the Black. All right.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even know what that meant, but now I do because people are saying you want to just be like at a good standing once you divorce. You don't want to be
Broke.
Yeah,
below
that's what
broke
she
or
said
anything
in the
like that.
movie.
Yeah. So now I'm getting it. But I did not get the movie. I was not one of the people that was in support of it.
It was
Um
just me. I was the only one.
It was. But Kiki sat down with him, and I did go back and watch the interview in its entirety. But I wanted to get y'all thoughts on this clip because he does kind of respond to his critics. So let's see what Tyler has to say, Hanny.
He was upset.
Never allowed that criticism to stop you from being able to have your authentic voice as an artist, because it does get really difficult.
Yeah, but what? No, 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 no. You got to drown all of that out, because if you let somebody talk you out of a place that God has put you in, you are going to find yourself in hell. I know for a fact that what I'm doing is exactly what I'm supposed to be doing, because for everyone who is a critic, I have thousands of used to be emails from people saying, this changed my life. Oh my God, you know me. Oh my God, you saw me. How did you know this about my life, my
Man.
family? So that is what is important to me. We're talking a large portion of my fans who are disenfranchised, who cannot
right.
get in the Volvo and go to therapy on the weekend.
That's
So
right.
you've got this highbrow Negro who is all
Kiki
up in the
girl.
air with his nose up looking at everything. And then you got people like where I come from and me who are grinders, who really know what it's like, whose mothers and who were caregivers for white kids and were maids and housekeepers and all of these beauticians. That don't discount these people and say that their story don't matter. Who are you to be able to say which Black story is important or should be told? Get out of here with that bullshit.
Yes, and that is
Yeah.
what we come up against. It's like you
Yeah.
said, the respectability politics that we're always pushing up against, which at the end of the day, what we are facing and what we are oppressed again, it doesn't matter how well you speak, it doesn't matter how well you walk, it doesn't matter how well you do anything. If somebody's going to not like you, they're going to not like you, period.
Right.
So holding ourselves to these unbelievable standards that stop us from being able to tell our true stories and connect to one another, it only, like you said, puts us in a personal hell and doesn't allow us to really be all that we're meant to be, because we're too busy trying to fit into somebody else's idea.
Listen, what I always say is don't worry about being in somebody's box, because when you die, they're going to put you in one. So you may as well just live your life outside of a box.
Ooh, I love that you never.
All right. So y'all just heard what why you looking like that, DC?
He big man. Ooh.
He was
said they're gonna put you in a box.
upset. He was upset. I feel like I don't know, maybe he did get a lot of people pushing back, talking about we don't want to see these type of stories or whatever, but I felt like I saw more people talking about the writing and how the story needed to be more developed versus the story not being told. So I feel like he may have like missed the mark just a bit. And I think he needs to get more people, in the writing room with him. He did say though that he does have more writers. Actually, I want y'all to hear what he said about that. He said he do got writers in the room. So let us
Kiki
get to
wig
that
was
real quick.
laid.
It was.
Laid like hell. Shit.
You don't
Oh
even
my
have
gosh.
a writing room when you're juggling all these different hats. I mean, what time do you feel when to push back and to let someone else come in and help you and assist?
Over the last 2 years now, I brought in writers' rooms, and we've had them on the sitcoms, but now I brought them in on the other shows. I've trained enough young directors to be able to understand how to edit and shoot, so they're able to do a huge page count like I can. I trained them how to watch for waste and time, but it's very important to know when to let go. Like for me, I realized at this age is that if I keep holding on to the little things, then it's missing the huge opportunities that I should be focusing on. So you've got to find the right people to take up the banner and run with those areas.
All right. So y'all just heard what he said. He has
Yeah.
people that are helping out with the shows, not necessarily with
The movies.
Mhm.
Also, I feel like you can
Shit.
tell by watching Sisters, the dialogue and the way
Same.
the story is moving along. Definitely, you could tell he's added other writers
You need
because
to add some more.
he do.
It's still not good.
It's still not good, but it's better than it was. There used to be a very repetitive conversation. He would literally say the same thing over and over and over
Long
again.
stairs.
Like, yes, It finally changed. So that's one thing. But outside of that, when he said that he brings people in that he can teach to do it how he does it, that's not the same thing as bringing in people with an equal amount of expertise to help you elevate what you're doing. That's you bringing in people who you don't have to pay as much money so that you can train them up to do shit how you want them to do it, so that you don't have to really give up the reins, because you're implementing your own shit into the people you're teaching, versus bringing people in who have expertise, who have done this on other shows, have made other shows successful. Why wouldn't you bring on writers who have been working on successful shows to help you with your own? Instead, you want to keep bringing in people you don't have to really pay for.
Mm.
I like to overwork the interns.
And I'm here if they get paid, right? But I still feel like the storytelling isn't all the way there. So are they gaining? I feel like they're gaining credentials, but I don't know if it's really helping, because I mean, even though he got them helping with sisters, to me, I feel like sisters still not that great.
Mm-mm. I think that the people who Tyler Perry is speaking to is phasing out. He
Mhm.
mentioned mothers and grandmothers, and a lot of time he does tell the story of struggle that people's grannies and great grannies went through when they didn't have opportunity. They had to be tied down to some man. Um, so I think it is fair for people to say they don't want to hear those same stories. But I just I don't understand why he's so mad. I think two things can be true. There is a market for people who like the battered black woman story. And
Mhm.
then there's also a market for people that's like, fuck that. That's not me. Stop creating the same story 50,000 times. So for him to be upset about that is interesting. I thought
Yeah,
it was a good movie,
I
but it
agree.
definitely was giving battered black woman, as always.
I agree. I think that the audience is getting a bit younger, and I think you said something right. Like it's changing at this point. So once that changes, you got to change with it. In my opinion, it was something else. Oh, when I listened to the interview, he did say that what kind of sparked it was him having a conversation with a friend. He said he heard the character speaking to him, but it really stemmed from him having a conversation with a friend that was talking about divorcing her husband and stuff, but also feeling bad because she really loved him and stuff. That's how he ended up
And low
writing the
key, I
story.
think people like A Family That Prays so much just because it's not a battered black woman story. She the one who
Possibly
like
that was a good one.
that was the only one where he gave the woman the power, but then gave her the power to kind of, be the evil person.
He
Mhm.
also gave most of the power to the black and the older women. That's another thing, not young women. He gives the power to older women because you've lived long enough and now you're a matriarch and you deserve your respect. You know, but the
Mhm.
younger women, I feel like there's no self-respect in it. Like for instance, in Megan's character in this movie, Divorce in the Black, why did she have to get saved by another man? That's another thing. Like he cannot seem to escape the fact that a woman's happy ending is not always finding a new man to tie herself to. The old nigga who she should have said yes to back in the day when he was just a geek before he had all his muscles, and now he has his muscles and now you want to be with him. Like he's forever in the constant, back then they didn't want me, now I'm hot, they all on me. Like he's
Yeah.
constantly in that same
Even with temptation, you do the good man wrong, you end
you
up
end
with
up with
AIDS.
AIDS.
Mhm.
That's what he said.
Yo, that's terrible. Not the Black Man campaign. Whoa. Well, that's
I don't
interesting.
and you know why I don't like that? Because I feel like on some level it makes it seem as if we don't have a choice in who we should be attracted to. Like we have to
Mhm.
be attracted to a certain man in order to be respected. And a lot of times those nice guy niggas are not cool either, i.e., your Haydens of the world. You know what I'm saying? The hating on sisters, like
Hayden,
that's the nice
yeah.
guy. That's the nigga that pretends to be nice, and then you find out that he really ain't shit.
Hayden so trash.
Oh God, I hate him.
Oh, that is terrible. Girl, I think Hayden worse than damn Gary. I was like, ooh, I can't.